Hello and welcome to this very quick update on Scribing and what to look out for during this PTS cycle. I'm Khan from Ninja Pulls and we'll be sharing everything we can about this system and the tricks you can do with it when it goes live on June 3rd. What are we getting? 11 abilities, each with 3 additional effects or scripts: Focus, Signature, and Affix. The base abilities are what you see here, 1 for each weapon type plus 5 others. Focus scripts are the main function of that ability, like damage type, a CC, or a heal. Signature scripts are unique effects like a status effect, a dot or a damage shield, and affix scripts apply buffs and debuffs. There are over 4,000 combos in total. Not all of the 11 abilities will have the same script options, and not all combos will be equally useful. PTS is going to be about finding the best ones, and those that'll be a little bit broken in some situations. I'm not going to say what they are, too early, but I will say the devs are watching this new system closely, so expect them to play whack-a-mole with any major outliers. Maya and I will be showcasing and testing on Twitch throughout PTS, and posting weekly updates here on YouTube. Sub and follow now so you'll see when we're live and can join us to dig around in the new system and get a head start wrapping your head around all the possibilities. Meanwhile, there are a couple of important questions to ask. First, is this pay to win? Will players who don't buy Gold Road be screwed when this goes live? You do need Gold Road to access Scribing, and yes, the system has its perks, but no, you will not be totally left behind if you don't buy it or if you take your time unlocking all this stuff. Roleplay and choice are the main things here, according to project lead Kira Roschlit. I got some quotes from her in Amsterdam to help players better understand what Scribing is for and how it affects them. She says the big thing is horizontal power and flexibility. We're not trying to add more power into the game. We don't want to make any of these abilities hands down the better choice. So it's not just about min-maxing. In fact, min-max damage setups in optimized trial groups might be where Scribing turns out to be the least valuable, since its power comes from flexibility and the ability to cram several utilities into a single cast, while damage dealers usually just want one thing: damage. And so long as your supports are doing their job, you shouldn't have as much use for all the extra bells and whistles. We will still use it, of course, and it's going to be great for specific situations, but from everything we've seen so far, it looks much more valuable to supports, solo setups, and PvP. That's where the ability to choose your suite of buffs and debuffs and tailor the ability to your specific build is potentially much more juicy. But if it confers a major advantage over existing builds, then ZOS will have done it wrong, and that's where PTS comes in. Also, it's supposed to be fun first and foremost, so don't look at it only in terms of min-maxing. The animations and effects they chose have a lot to do with a specific power fantasy, like Shield Throw, the Captain America move, or even a bit of comedy, like Trample, where you send your selected mount to knock enemies over like a bowling ball. I also think players will be surprised at the story. This is not just a thin layer of peanut butter on top of the system. It's a proper adventure with an unfolding mystery and emotional twists and turns. A big chunk of the script, voiceover, and environment budget for Gold Road is taken up by this. Whether or not you care about that stuff, the writers do, and they're using it as an opportunity to deepen the world and do a better job of tying the combat system into the setting. Another important question is, what kind of grind are we looking at here? I asked about this as well, and I'll quote the very first part of Kira's response. "We didn't want this to be Sigic. We heard that feedback, we got it." That's a relief. For me, the Sigic fetch quest is the perfect example of what I don't like about so many other MMOs, so this is a good start. Turns out most of the rewards for Scribing quests are account-wide. The only thing you have to repeat per character is the initial tutorial, which she says takes 5 to 15 minutes. And then you'll have access to all of the account-wide rewards you've done from completing the various big quests and the finale. So we don't have to do a long Scribing grind on every single character. Nice. Grimoires and scripts are character-based, but she said we're trying to make it as friendly as possible. So once you've purchased a grimoire on one character, it's significantly discounted for all your other characters. Scripts you can find in the world or buy from a rotating vendor, and again, if you've purchased a script in the past, it becomes significantly cheaper to buy on other characters. So there will be a bit of work involved to get Shield Throw on your tank, Mender's Bond on your healer, and so on, whether or not we consider that a grind probably depends on the player. Finally, it's pretty obvious that scribing and styling, the new feature where you can change the colour of certain abilities, are systems that will grow in future. Who knows, we may eventually get a scribing ability in every class skill line, maybe even weapon sets that synergize with the weapon abilities. And in theory, every ability could get additional colour options. But Kira said that they wanted to start small, see how it works, how it impacts performance, and how players respond. Do we have a ton of very cool ideas of things that we could do that maybe players have been asking for? I think that we do. Bit of a tease there, but for now we'll have our hands full figuring out the potential of these 11 new abilities in their 4,000 combinations and in various different situations. It's going to be fun, and in addition to all the testing, Maya will be playing through the story and showing the beautiful new environments in this update. Head to the Ninjapul's Twitch channel now and follow to see when she's live. It's rare that we get a new toy quite like this one, so it's gonna be a cool few weeks. You can also stay in touch on the Ninjapul's Discord and join the in-game guild. We're still mostly PCEU, but we're doing more on the NA server, and once Gold Road goes live, I plan to run back-to-back teaching runs in the new Lucent Citadel trial. That's what I did last year in Sanity's Edge, and it went great. Hopefully I'll see you there. Meanwhile, big thanks to everyone who supports the channel and the guild, and please consider joining their ranks if you haven't already. The more support we get, the more we can do for you guys. Take care, and thanks for watching.